What's up, brother?
How you doing? I'm doing my hair. Sorry.
Dude, you don't have enough hair to do anything with. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
Look at this. Look at this. How could you not be happy living next to the ocean?
I know. Would you move, right? Right?
Wait, hang on a second. The water's cold.
Well, the rod is cold here. I doubt it's cold there.
Let me grab a pineapple or a pineapple. Pineapples. Okay.
Coconut.
So you guys, listen. I called you all here today because no, I'm just joking. So last night we did our first kids show, and it really, it kind of really took off. I guess that would be a good word. It was a fantastic show. I think we're up to 1,300 views or something like that. And the thing was that we've done like the autism show, we've done the referee, the cooking show, we've done the women's show, we've done all these different shows. But the amazing feedback that we got on this one was just like over the top. And so we're planning on doing another one. We're going to do it probably the middle of June. And what we want is to be very successful. This one was great for a first time launch. You know, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into.
Not a bit.
And so we, because we're connected to the community and we're connected to you guys, we feel that it's important for us to, you guys see our flaws. You guys see our, like me with the red face on a green screen and the whole thing. You guys see all that kind of stuff because we don't care. We wear our hearts on our sleeves, and this is about you guys, the community. So in doing so, there was some bumps in the show last night, and we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about some ideas that we're going to, for the next one, some improvements. And the biggest part is that we want you guys to be involved, the parents, the kids, people, maybe just spectators watching us. What do you think we can do better? What if you do think that we can do something better? Just PM us, hit us up and say, hey, try this and this. We started getting messages from people that their kids weren't on the show, and they said they just found out about this. Can we get our kid on the next show? I said, yeah. So that's what Mark and I decided to do, was to come to you, our community, and say, hey, this turned out to be really, really a great thing. And it was another part of our community that maybe their voices are not heard that much, like the women and like the autism and whatever else. And we fell in love with it. And we said, like, let's just do this again. So, brother man, how'd you think it went?
Well, the fact that I didn't even have to get on the show and those kids ran the show for an hour by themselves, they had a lot to talk about. Stuff that I never even would have thought to ask them. I mean, if you want them to know the truth, the fact that they called out the NXL on their own to have kids NXL, that really sparked some interest. Like, wow, these kids are really about it.
Right.
So, I mean, you would think that kids are into paintball, but after listening to them last night, they're in it so much more that it's just like, wow, it really kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, it did. I was impressed that when we gave the kids, with me when I'm not jabbering, when I was trying to like point out things to the kids and stuff, when we gave the kids the kind of like their time to shine, they were coming up with things that like sneaking up behind the adults and shooting them and that kind of stuff. They were telling us kind of like, it's kind of like when you put a camera on a shark or a dolphin and you get to see actually their world instead of what we presume is their world, right? Think is their world. And the kids were kind of doing the same thing, and they were kind of letting us in on their life and their world and all that kind of stuff. It was fantastic. Yeah, I think that I think we did a great job, and I think that some of the flaws are okay. So Mark Mark needs to get a medal for this, because if they have a medal for this, but you want a medal or you want aluminum? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, that's okay.
you want some aluminum? All right.
Yeah.
So basically, what it was is when we do a show, Mark and I would do a lot of work in the background, and we are constantly texting each other. We're trying to get the guests on. Mark's maybe helping them with technical issues, or because I'm like, juggling plates, just trying to talk to you guys. So
3,000 miles away from each other at the
exactly too. He's in Michigan. I'm in. Look at this. We're at anyway. So so what we do is, when we're about to do a show, maybe a week or 2 weeks beforehand, we'll create a chat, and then we'll get all the participants in the chat, and then that way we can kind of like get all our ducks in a row. And so when we do the show, we're like, okay, yeah, and we're kind of like, we feel all comfortable about it. Like, yeah, okay. So what Mark did was Mark created 2 chats for this show. He created a kids only chat, and he created an adults chat, and the adults were allowed to get into both of them. But basically what happened with the kids chat was they blossomed. They became friends. They started bonding with each other. They started trading Fortnite tag or gamer names and all that, and they started playing with each other before the event took place. There was a need that we saw that that these kids in our community, sometimes they only see each other at big games. And now we gave them opportunities to say, there's Nathan on the West Coast, there was Jackal on the East Coast, and they both have something in common, and they can bond. So that's what kind of Mark did, is he built these 2 chats, and he got all the parents. It was wrangling cats times 100, right? Because you were trying to wrangle the parents, and you were trying to wrangle the kids.
Everybody had lots of questions, and sometimes it was really hard to juggle them all.
Right. You guys, we just found out also on StreamLive, I'm making up my own words, on StreamYard, that they're having a problem with Facebook. And last night we were victims of that, where we couldn't pop up any comments. Like right now, if you notice, I can't pop up any comments because there's a thing that actually there's a note that they just sent us, StreamYard, saying that no comments are able to connect with Facebook Live and And so what we're going to do is, Mark.
And I want to thank Lee for trying to help me out with that, because I guess he used StreamYard, and he called me up personally, tried to help me get that worked out last night so we can get those comments popped up. But
so we're getting comments right now, you guys. On you know what? I'm going to do that. I guess I could probably, if I just stare at the camera, you'll see me. But Mark, I don't need to. I'm gonna basically. I can see the comments on my Facebook. Mark, can you see the comments if you go to my Facebook?
Yep, I can see them right now.
Okay, cool. So you can see Brandon and Dan Black, and right, you see all those guys?
Yep, he's saying what's up from
cool.
13th.
Okay, cool. So you guys, yeah, we've got I guess there's a workaround. It's just that you guys can't see the comments, and that's a bummer, because we really wanted to hope. But you know what? We got the comments down there, and you guys, Mark, you can actually see them too. But okay, so I'm gonna bring up my notes, Mark, and you can bring up your notes, and let's go over some of this stuff. Okay. First off, on running the show, I got some feedback from some of the parents. I'm going to get some more feedback tonight. Actually, I'm getting some more calls from some of the parents. Again, 99.9% perfect. We had a little glitch here and there, and maybe a couple parents that were like, maybe not as forgiving. I guess that would be a good word I'd like to use. And we do understand that, there was technical difficulties, and we are only, how do I say this? We're only able to do what we can do. You know what I'm saying?
I completely understand everything. I've got 5 kids myself.
Yeah.
I understand the whole frustrations with everything, trying to do things. I mean, I got 5 kids myself, so I tried my best to help everybody out.
That's true. You did. Well, here's the thing also, you guys, what happened last night was, the premise of the show was to have I didn't want to be on the show. It was basically just to have two kids hosting it. They take over and run with the ball. And that was, again, we've never done anything like this before. So that was my idea, is like, let's just have the kids run it. So what happened was we had Desi and we had Nathan, right? Nathaniel, yeah. Nathan.
Desi and Noah, it was supposed to be the actual host.
Nathan and Desi were supposed to be the actual hosts.
No. Noah and
Noah.
Desi were supposed to be the host.
The actual host. And if you watch the show for the first minute, you can actually see Desi on the right-hand side, and she's stuck. And then all the rest of us are moving around. So we knew that, that sometimes this happens with technical difficulties or other. And we also knew that we wanted to keep Desi on. And so we were basically hoping that her internet would be like snap into place and all of a sudden. So we basically waited for a minute, and we're waiting. Then all of a sudden it disappeared. Now, Mark didn't let her go. I didn't let her go. And the reason we didn't let her go is because if we let her go, then if she tries to get back in, she's going to get back in a long line of kids who are trying to get on the show. And we'd have to basically just shut everything down to try to get her back in again. So we were hoping, that's why we let it run for about a minute with her just being stuck, because we were hoping that it would basically fix itself. It didn't. She wasn't able to get back in. And okay, we apologize again. The show had to go on. So we were like, the show was going on. We're doing what we're doing. So we've come up with maybe some workarounds, some solutions, some ideas that Mark and I brainstorm about, that some parents, threw at us, some other tech guys. So here's what, let me do here. Let me go like this, Mark. Okay, so one of the problems that we had, I guess it's a problem, but not really a problem. One of the problems that we had was, I'm going to use the word over-enthusiastic kids. How was that? Okay.
They were at the show before we were.
They were like, they spent, if this was a Black Friday event at Best Buy, they spent the night. They spent the night, right? So what I did was I popped up the link in both the parents and the kids chat, and I said, okay, at 10 minutes till, or whatever. I think we even told. I'm not sure what time we told Desi or whatever. I think we told Desi and Noah to be there 10 minutes before, and then we told the other kids at that time. So it would be 3 o'clock my time,
right?
And their kids were clicking on the link at 2:30, 1:30, 12. They were clicking. I was getting PMs from the parents and the kids saying, when's the show going to start? My kid's clicking on the link. And it was like, 3 hours before the show was going to start. So we knew that there was like this over enthusiasm about this great thing. The problem with the over enthusiasm is that it blocked the show. It was like, it threw us off basically, right? We were just lucky enough to get Desi in and Noah in, our two hosts. It was like, you just imagine a crowd of people, and we finally grabbed them out of the crowd and like ushered them in. We finally got them on the show, and Noah's internet worked and hers didn't. So now where do we stand?
In the background, Noah's didn't work. He actually had to go through, I think it was 2 or 3 different computers to try to get everything working. He eventually worked, but he kept on trying to get back in. So he finally got in. In the background, Noah's didn't work. He actually had to go through, I think it was 2 or 3 different computers.
Are you still there? I did something.
Yeah, you did.
I did. You know what I did was I was on Facebook and it says, do you want to see the thread? And I did. And then all of a sudden it showed me like 3 seconds before or after. And I'm like watching me, I'm going, what's wrong with me? And I was like, okay, yeah. I was trying to circumnavigate this problem that this program is having, that I can't see the comments. And I was like,
I gotcha.
I'm gonna solve this. I'm a guy. Anyway, so yeah, so Noah had big time problems. Noah had to go from an iPhone to his mom's computer to his dad's computer, and they finally got him up and running.
Work computers.
Right. So you guys listen. Again, we Mark and I didn't go to school for this. So like all of a sudden we have a good idea, let's do this. And we thought we had all our ducks in a row. And all of a sudden the kids start hitting the link. And then when they're hitting the link and they want to know why they're not on the show yet, and the show hasn't even, started. So then Mark's going to basically have to wade through all the kids and like, okay, so fine. So what we decided to do was a schedule system, where we can actually schedule we'll schedule the kids. We'll get the host on first. We'll make sure that their internet works. I'm back 10 minutes before. We'll be in the green room. We'll make sure that all the hosts, whoever is coming on, we'll make sure all their internet works. Everything's fine. We don't have to start exactly on time. We can start, what I'm saying? But we want to just make sure that everybody is on track, right?
Yep.
And then, where's my notes? And then what we're going to do is schedule the kids in groups, right? Is that what you said?
Yep, in groups.
So explain that.
Well, what I'm talking about is we'll have all, because of how many kids we can have on there, I'll have them in different chats as we'll find out who exactly wants to be on first. We'll get them on first. We'll put them in a chat. And as it's time for them to get on, we'll say, okay, now it's your time. Come on, let's get on the show. Here's the link. We'll sign in. That's way we can have the show. We'll have the kids on the show for their allotted time. Then we can clear out the green room, and then we have the next group of kids that will come into the green room because we don't have a lot of room in there.
Right. So basically, I don't know if you guys know that. It's basically let's just say there's me, and then we can do 5 other people on the show. And then we have 10 in the green room, which you guys can't see, but below us, we actually have the 10 people that are in the green room. And then we have 1,000 kids around the block. And the green room is full. And so we have to get somebody, we have to get somebody either off of the show, out of the green room, and then make room for the next kid. So that's what we were doing last night. And we do that all the time on the show anyway. We're constantly trying to just again, you guys don't know what we do in the background. We're juggling a lot of stuff, but we're like, okay, let's, and I keep on saying to the guests, listen, I don't hate you. I just have to put you in the green room so I can get someone else going and that kind of thing. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just schedule it this time. So we can get the 5 on the camera, the 10 in the room. And then, we get everybody going, and then we'll say, thank you very much, you guys. Thanks for coming on the show. Let's get the next group of kids in.
Yep.
So again, that's our That's our way of doing it. If you guys think you have a better way of doing it, we're all ears. We're just, we're all ears and lots of hair, except for you.
There's a little bit here.
Exactly. So that was one note. The other note was, oh yeah, don't give the link to the kids until it's their time. That's another one, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
instead being so excited, it's hard for them not to want to click on it,
Right. So instead of me trying to be a business guy and say, okay, I'm pre-prepared, I'm prepped. Here's the link the night before. Let's do this. No, it's not going to work. Okay. So Mark's going to get the link, and he's going to drop it when he's organized and he's ready to go. So he's basically going to be doing a lot of working in the background, massaging things, getting things organized. So he'll drop the link, and bam, next one's up, right?
Yep. Then we'll get the next group of kids in, and then we'll get them on, let them do their thing, let them talk about some things with each other, questions, and then we'll that time slot come up and we'll get a next group of kids in.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna try to do this. Let me just undo this. I'm gonna see if I can use my Facebook here on my phone, and let's see if I can see what's going on here with any questions or anything. Technology. Okay, cool. Let me just do this. Comments. And let me turn the volume down so I won't have to. Okay. Brandon Page says, you're an idiot and I don't like your hair. Thanks, Brandon Page. No, he didn't say that. I'm just joking. Brandon Page. Kristen Maxwell and 8 other people are watching. It says Mark's got a COVID eye twist. Yes. This is going to trigger some, but those kids had better commentary and insight to the sport than a lot of grown people doing paintball shows a lot more entertaining. That was Leon West from South Africa. Thanks, Leon. It's not going to trigger anybody. Nobody gets triggered on my show. We're all trying to be nice to each other on my show. Robert Maxwell, would be a good idea with any group that large you have coming on. I guess he's replying to that, what we said. Rosemary, green room, the holding cell, huh? 2 hours is a long, yes, Christina Smith, 2 hours is long for a show, for kids show. So what do we say about that?
It took them 2 hours to go at it. I mean, some of the kids, that's one of the things that will help too, is I know some parents were like, oh, the kids that were on the show, sorry, Trouble, but they wanted to get the kids off the show. So that was one of the other things is that we have time slots. The kids won't be on there for 2 hours, some of the kids. That way some of them can be off. And like I said, time slots will help out.
Okay, I just put in our notes, our mutual notes, Mark, that 2 hours is too long. But you're right, it is too long maybe for one participant.
Right.
But if we're going to have a bunch of kids jumping on, then, you know, we can spread it out, right?
Right.
For one kid to be on the whole time, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Let me see. Get an old lady. They're skilled in organizing and keeping up kids in line. That's Leon wants us to get an old woman to take your job.
I had, if you guys want to know the truth, I had my wife helping me with this.
Yeah.
And she's actually a kindergarten teacher, and it was
There you
still
go.
hard to keep them in line.
It was still hard, but we happened. Michael Riley, yeah. Let me see. Brandon jealous. Don't have yeah. Brandon's jealous of my hair, dude. I'll give you some when I see you.
And no, I don't have any COVID eye. I fell asleep with my contacts in last night. Okay.
So all right. So there we go. Nice. Okay. So yeah, we need another. Let me see. 2 hours is too long for one kid to be on the show the whole time. I got that. And I'm writing down, we need an old person. I'm just joking. I'm writing, I'm taking this serious. We can find an old lady if that's what he wants. Is that what they call them in South Africa? You're going to get slapped if you say that here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So,
I don't know if you noticed Christina Smith, she had Alana, the one that had the microphone that was going to sing to us all.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's really cool to see that. She said, Alana is excited to see some of the other kids at games this year. That's pretty cool. Nice.
Actually, again, that's another thing that I think happened organically from it was that kids all bonded. And again, they only see each other usually at the big games. And now they're going to be like, you know, probably better friends. And you know what? I would think would be really cool at like some of these big games if we got like a team of kids together, just a group of kids that just ran out and did their own thing.
Yeah.
So, maybe we can work on that. Maybe you parents watching can work on that next time we do a, the closest thing that we did to that was when I did the, do you remember at Living Legends last year? I think it was where I got like I thought like 20 team guys. And we all stood in the shooting range.
Yeah, it was
we had all those
Reaper's kids. It was at Hell Survivors.
Right. We had all those kids just like wail on. Well, first off, you guys, listen, we all lined up like this. And then I said, hey, Reaper, da, da. And then and these are the kids. And then I think Aaron zoomed back and it was just all the kids had TPXs, right?
Yeah. I don't remember what they had.
They had TPXs because that was the challenge, right?
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, as soon as we say go, all the parents just gave them their space guns. And the parents that they had locked them in, and the parents were like taking the pods and just pouring it on top like this. And like, what? And we were just like slaughtered. It was fantastic. But the kids were so excited about, being able to, beat us up. But if we can get some kids, you guys, think about that. It just not any, whatever big game, whatever game you decide to do, but just get some kids. And say, hey, let's make a pack of kids and let's just put all these kids together and just have them like maybe run missions or do something or, you know what I'm saying? It'd be great.
They're so much better at it than we give them credit for. I'll tell you that.
I agree. I agree 100%. Okay, cool. What else? I got another note here, and it says, this is my note, give hosts, the kids, a list of questions to ask.
Yeah.
So what happened last night was I kind of threw Jackal under the bus in a nice way. It was a school bus, so it didn't really, I'm just joking. No, it was a small bus. No. So basically what happened was, again, I didn't really want to be like the dominant factor in the show, even though like I like it. I like kids and I like, joking around with them, but I was really trying to make it a kid's show. And so I kind of like felt, okay, I'm on the show enough. And right below me was Jackal. And I said, dude, I'm throwing you the keys. You're going to run this thing now. And he was like, but the thing is though, two things happened. Number one, you couldn't see off to the side, but Trouble was sitting next to him. Well, she did pop up after those, and the other thing is that he ran with the ball. He didn't go, I don't know what to do. He was like, boom. And all of a sudden Trouble was telling him to ask his questions. He was coming up with questions. It like, I talked to them afterwards and it kind of really was like made his night that, he took this responsibility and he just basically just ran with it. And, okay, I don't want to throw people under the bus. So what we're going to do is let's maybe come up with a list of questions, ideas or questions that we can give to the hosts, the kids, so they can kind of like, instead of like, what's your favorite color? Like let's try to like, a little bit more organized, like it's a real focus group or something. We'll kind of organize it. So we're going to do that. We're going to take all of your suggestions, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, whoever it is. We're going to take all of your suggestions and we'll put them on a list. And then Mark and I will work with the kids and we'll prep them. And we'll say, here's a list of suggestions you might want to talk about with, what do you think about that?
I think it's actually a pretty good idea. I mean, they don't have to be locked into that exact question. Yeah. They got questions themselves they want to ask. They can throw it in there too. I mean, any suggested question by anybody, we'll just make a list for them to be able to ask these questions.
Right. I think it's great. Here, let's do this one. Okay, here's the other thing. I was kind of doing off this, off the cuff here, but well, actually, and the host kids should actually ask these questions too. Where are you from? What park do you play at? What's your age? Show us. And this is the other thing that they were trying to do last night. Again, we weren't really organized about it, but it would be a great thing to do is have the kids show us their kit, show us their gear, show us their marker, show us their mask. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it. Do they clean it themselves? Do they, you know what I'm saying? Do they, do they maintain it or something like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, if they have a list of questions, the host, that would help with the time slot a lot better for these kids to be able to get time on there and talk about paintball
on their own markers. Okay, cool. Okay, I like it. Okay, that's cool. All right, so yeah, you guys, that was kind of the idea of the show is to let you know we're connected. We take what we're doing very serious. We're not getting paid. This is a free show. This is a public service, as we're calling it. If you're going to get pissed off at us for whatever, my kid didn't get on, I don't like your hat, or listen, nobody's telling you have to watch. No one's forcing you. But the biggest thing is that we're doing it from our hearts. We're putting a lot of time and effort into this thing. We've done, where was my list? I mean, I just popped up the list here. We've been doing it for a month. We've done 27 shows. Our most popular show was a ref show. That was 1,500 people. Our least popular is When You and I Talk. When it's like looking back, looking forward, that was only 227 views. Our average views around 888. Yes, I'm Jewish and I did a lot of math. We've done over 52 hours, almost 53 hours, and average runtime per show is 2 hours. Okay. Yep. So we've put a lot of time and energy for this past month into this. And yeah, you know what? It's very easy in our social media, internet society to sit back and criticize the fruit, but not understand how long it took to fertilize the ground and plant the seeds and water the tree and, you know, make this thing happen. And then people sit there and go, you know, I've seen better lemons other places. It's like,
right. I mean, sometimes they don't know how you and I will sit there at the computer for 2-3 hours trying to answer all the questions and help everybody get things done. I mean, I made different screenshots just in case people were having trouble getting on. You know, click here first, do this next.
Oh, dude, the time zone one. That's amazing, right? we post. I'm always posting the time zone as. When I grew up, it was called PST, Pacific Standard Time. And then it was C time, Central Time, and then EST, Eastern Standard Time. Right. And maybe they don't teach it in school anymore, but when I'm saying my show's at 3:00, they're doing it at 3:00 their time, even though they're on the East Coast. And they're like, well, how come you're not on yet?
Right.
So now I got to put California time. I'm putting 3:00 California time. Right. And
exactly.
And so what Mark has done, Mark actually even came up with a little picture of the states, and each of them has like the number of your time zone, what it is, right? If it's 3:00 here, 4:00 here, it's 5:00 here. Yeah. So you guys doing a lot of work in the background. We're trying to do quality shows. This is not PBS. This is not NBC. This is just us doing this for you guys. And so we're asking for a little bit of a leniency because, you know, we're not getting paid to do this. We're having a great time. We're hoping that you guys are bonding as a community. There's all of this stuff happening. And if you guys are like, you know, haters or whatever, don't watch the show. You know, I saw what's it called the other day? A hater posted on the chat thing. And he said, the only reason he did capital, the only reason I'm watching the show is because of the guest. It's like, okay, so maybe I should just like turn the mic over to the guest and go, okay, he's only watching for you. You go ahead. There you go. I'm just going to go like that. You go ahead. He just wants to see you. Anyway, so you guys listen, have a little leniency with us. We're really trying to be, you know, the glue that's keeping the community together, and yeah, we're having a great time. Are you having a great time, Mark?
I'm having a great time. The more we learn about each other, the more.
Wait a minute. Hey, you said you weren't going to say that out loud. I'm just joking. It's a joke. No,
I know this.
we are. No, we actually, Mark and I have been Facebook friends or paintball friends for, you know, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years. And since New York, actually, remember our first date in New York?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was our first date. Yeah, we stared lovingly at the Statue of Liberty at Battery Park. Anyway.
No. Actually, the first thing was me going, hey, no, you got that backwards. You got to turn the camera around.
What are you talking about? When was that?
Know. You were taking it. We had lanyards. We're giving lanyards out. And the one group wanted you to take a picture. You go to take a picture of this couple, and you flipped it around and took a selfie.
Oh, okay, right here. Yeah, that's right. That sounds like something I would do. Yeah. No, so Mark and I have known each other for, you know, a while, but just, you know, this has been kind of more like intense. And I'm not a team player. I'm just Reaper doing my own thing. And so for me to allow somebody to give them the reins basically and say, hey, like last night, I just said, here's my password and username, you know, you run the show kind of thing. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot that I really respect and trust this guy. So thank you very much.
I was talking about, I do really appreciate that. Thank you very much. But what I was actually talking about is how we're getting to know all the other people in this community, this thing in paintball. You know, knowing each team, the profiles, knowing how much more the kids mean to this sport, how much autism has to do with this sport, how good it is for people with autism. I mean, it's really, I think the show is really helping out a lot in a sense of bringing the paintball community closer together.
I like that. I would say that it's educating the community, and that's one of the goals that we had set out. Basically, was that this wasn't. We obviously are all paintballers, so if you want to talk about paintball for 2 hours, that's cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But even the most hardened paintball guy is going to be like, So we knew that from the start, and that's why we said that yes, this is going to be a paintball show about our community.
Yeah.
And that's what it's been. It's been, we don't talk about COVID unless, if a guest starts talking about it, I'll nod my head and then wait for them to stop, and then I'll change the subject. But it's not a COVID show. It's a community show. It is a paintball show. We do have a really cool show coming up. We're going to do a buy, sell, and trade show. So that'll be pretty much a paintball show. We're going to do a buy, sell, and trade show where people can come on and they can sell their items or trade their items or whatever they do with their items. That'll be a cool show. We got a thank you for your service show. We got a lot of vets out there. And that's the thing that Mark and I are trying to uncover. We have this sheet, this something that goes over our paintball community. And we basically, you just know who you know your teams, your friends, whatever else. But you might not know that, again, that, so-and-so is a great chef, or Mark likes to use his hands when he cooks, or when, or that maybe the guy standing next to you actually has Asperger's or autism, and you didn't know that. Women do have a voice, and they got a lot to say, even though they're like 1% of our community. The referees, the silent heroes that run everything, right? That was the biggest show that we had, and these referees, sometimes people don't even acknowledge them on the stage. They pick up their award and they go, dude, thank you to the referees for making it possible, right? So
keep it safe.
What all the stuff they do. So again, we're lifting back the sheet on that amazing car of ours, and we're like, look at the bumper and look at that. Look at the details that they put in the seat. Look at all the stitching and stuff, right? You guys are at least looking at the car. We're going in depth. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go, well, how does the muffler connect to the engine, and why does it I'm talking stupid stuff that only he knows because he's a mechanic. And I'm like, I don't even use the word muffler anymore. I got no idea. But
other than asking me about if I replaced the muffler bearing today,
or the blinker fluid. Yeah, exactly. So that was the concept behind our shows, where to teach you more about the players, to teach you more about the promoters, the park owners, and you feel like a connection, a bond with these people. So when we did the Hell Survivors, $10. When we did the Hell Survivors show, you got to learn more about Dave and Kelly and all the and the cult of Hell Survivors and stuff. DJ, he was a latchkey kid, and he got a lot of his knowledge from the guy down the street with the big arms that used to work on the cars and stuff.
Right.
You guys got a connection with all of these people now, all these players that you probably never would have had before, and that's what we're trying to do, is to make it something special. And so again, you guys want to hate on us, or you guys want to complain that your kid didn't get on or something like that, or whatever, there's no FCC to complain to. But Mark and I decided, like we're open about everything. Let's do a quick show. There's no quick shows when I'm on, but let's do a quick show.
Right. It's supposed to be a 15-minute show.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do a quick show and say, hey, we failed on certain things, but we're here to fix them. So how's that? Do you think we got the point across, Mark?
I'm reading the comments. I think the point was across.
How come my comments don't work? What are you, special?
No, I'm using my phone.
Oh, I am too, but I don't know. Maybe I need a bigger phone. No, okay.
No, it could be because I got used to doing this part of it. While you're running the show, I'm always in the background looking at comments and stuff like that.
Okay. That depends on where. A teen show would be a little more organized than a kids show, Christina Smith said. Most kids who aren't part of the paintball family play for the first time as teens with their friends. So what we talked about, Mark and I, was we kind of have you did it. I'm going to throw you under the bus, Mark. Mark said,
Go ahead.
we got to have to kind of cut it off. To me, I'm a kid, I'm almost 60. I'm a kid, but Mark said, we got to kind of cut it off at an age, and 10 is usually when kids start playing. And so he said, if we get to too high of an age, maybe that older kid is going to dominate the conversation, and maybe a younger kid is not going to feel like they can participate, kind of thing. I said, throw all the people together and just let's see what happens. But Mark was like, no, for this one, let's do, and okay. And I agree with you. I agree with you that, we had maybe like a block of kids, basically, what I'm saying? And, it is true that when a kid turns into the teens, their mind drifts to other things, and, it might be a completely different show. But Mark, what do you think, having a teenager show?
Actually, if you want to know the truth, I had a lot of teenagers. When I found out that they were 14 and older, they were kind of wanting to do that.
Okay. So done deal.
I think it's something we're going to have to.
All right. We're writing it down. Hang on a second. Feedback. Your hair is too long. And no, I'm not so. I'm sorry.
They're talking to you.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. No. Let's do a teenager show. Okay. Now, Christina Smith. What are we talking about here? Like teen as in 13, because that's a teen, and not like 12. So it's like 13 until what, 18? Because 18 is an adult. So, but it's still a teen. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
I think that's like 14 to 18.
14 to 18?
14. Actually, 19 is still a teenager. But like you said,
about the team. So Christina, we need your help on that. Do me a favor and PM Mark, because now you've put your foot into the pool and now you must swim. So PM Mark, and you two work on that together. Make it happen. You guys, Mark and you, will be my show producers on that one. So
right.
Christina, you opened your chat mouth. Now you're in. Now you're in. So we're looking forward to having you help us out with the show. Okay, so let's do a teenager show. Got it. All right, we're gonna do that. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so any other comments before we pull the plug on this? Are you taking a picture of me?
No.
Oh.
I told you I don't have my contacts in because I fell asleep with them.
We don't need an old lady. We got you.
I gotta have them like this close to my face now.
Grandpa, let's go.
I see. I don't see anything right now. They're all just being nice to us.
Let's see here. John Vance says, wait, Christina, T would be good. Mark is definitely special. No, James, you're going to kill us with that. You're going to get us in trouble. Some people get triggered on those words. So I had to yell. Did you know that? I had to yell well, I don't really yell at people, but I had to scold James Lee and Lee James. What's his name? James, what's his name? Lee, what's his name? Lee Williams. So Lee Williams, I couldn't see it because I wasn't running the thing and the chat wasn't working anyway, but Lee Williams and Brian Page were like being little boys, and they started talking some inappropriate stuff, and Mrs. Trouble, the Trouble's mom, jumped in, and it was like a big mess. And so I afterwards contacted them both and said, dudes, this is a kid's show. What are you doing? And they're all like, we're sorry. Please don't take away our dessert. Anyway, so
they were just chatting and forgot we were watching a kid show, I guess.
Again, they don't like it to go the Tigers because what? Wait, John Vance says again, they don't like it. Go watch the Tiger. The Tiger King because you can get along with Carol. Oh, okay, yeah. If they don't like our show, they can go watch the Tiger King. That's what he's saying. And then Christina says, good, glad. Okay, now teens that play, glad. So it looks like she's accepting our challenge. And Mattis Johansson, remember his son Lucas last night? I don't remember. Lucas, Mattis Johansson.
Yeah.
His son was Lucas, and he was like, that kid knocked it out of the park. He was a great kid. That was great. So he, I'm actually going to be interviewing his dad, Mattis. He's from Sweden originally, and he immigrated over here. He was playing professional paintball in Sweden, and then he started playing paintball here. He bought it. He's the one that owns the Oakland Paintball Park.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to be doing an interview with him, so you guys can see who that guy is. And that's it. Okay, you guys. So listen. Wait, what did he say anyway? Funny thing, I see that between games, kids around the same age hang out together during games. They're no longer kids, right? Okay, so that's it. That's it. This was our confessional show. Jews don't confess, but you do. So you can get off your knees now. Anyway, however you guys do it. So yeah, this is this is what we're trying to tell you guys. We're connected with you. We're connected with the audience. We're connected with the community, and we want things to run as great as possible. So we just felt it was like important to say, hey guys, the show was fantastic according to what everybody says. Like, you know, almost 1,400 people watch it, which is great. But you know, we can do better, and we want to know how we can do better. And you guys let us know. So please PM us, be in the background, and we'll keep on trucking. And about the middle of June, we're doing our next kid show. Sounds good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, brother, man. All right, you guys, thank you very much again. Hopefully they're going to get this comment thing fixed. I don't know why they stopped doing it, but they just stopped doing it. So
I don't know.
What are you going to listen? I don't
I
know.
will tell you. Or I do want to say thank you to all the parents that helped their kids, and thank you for all your hard work, kids. You guys did a great job last night.
Nice. Fantastic. All right. Oh, and thanks for everybody. Listen, I never say this. I never say like, subscribe. What's the word? They always say like, subscribe, share, right?
Yeah.
It's not my world. You either like us or you don't, right? We don't have to beg you to like us. So here's the deal. A lot of people must do it, because I think it was like a lot of shares for that kid show. That was fantastic. Yeah. So we do appreciate that, you guys. We do appreciate you guys getting involved and connected with us, and feeling, you know, the need to get the word out there about our show. But you're never going to hear me, except in joke, say like, subscribe, share, follow me. I don't do that stuff. All right.
But I will ask you to, if it means something to you, to definitely like it. You know, if you want somebody to know about it, don't be afraid to share it. Don't be afraid to tell somebody, hey, these guys are talking about this. If it's something that connects with you, for sure, share it so that you know that your voice is also being heard, even if you're not on the show.
Nice. I like it. Okay, let's pull the plug.
All right.
Let me do my video here. You guys, thank you very much again. We got another show coming up, actually in 8 o'clock my time. Ryan is a really cool cat. I met him in Mexico. He's American. He actually owns a paintball park up in Northern California. He's pretty famous in our industry, and you're going to learn more about him. So I got a show at 8 o'clock. Yes, I did this show, but I did this show because, again, we love you guys, and we feel connected. So I don't mind. Let's do it. I also like to hear myself talk. Fuck you. Anyway, all right. Okay, man. So we're out of here. Let me go play my video, and